Alright, folks, get ready for a mind-blowing moment that's about to flip your world upside down. Just as Big Strong was about to get bitten, Glasses Guy boldly fired, as if to say, not today. Joey was so shocked by what was happening that he couldn't process it, and before they knew it, the injured girl came back to life as if her head wound had just borrowed some magic into seeing her roar towards them again. Joey didn't hold back, but bullets just bounced off her like they were ping pong balls, and that's where it hit everyone. Turns out they seemed to have kidnapped a super powerful gal, and the whole house felt like it was locked with the world's biggest padlock. Escaping was harder than Everest, but luckily everyone had seen enough vampire movies. They knew some items could deal with vampires, like garlic or crosses, so for their survival, they began hunting down these legendary tools. As they entered, they found the vampire girl dancing with a corpse, laughably bizarre. Sayoma's anger ignited, she charged with garlic. This act angered the vampire, but when Sayoma got knocked down, her weapon the garlic turned into a punchline as she looked like she was about to get smashed. Garlic and Glasses Guy rushed in, but Glasses Guy lost his fight with just one punch, yet Garlic was still ready for round 2 too bad. She didn't last 2 seconds before the vampire pinned her down, gnawing crazily at the cross on her neck, her arch-nemesis. And just like that, their first mission failed. The vampire girl toyed with them like a cat with a mouse. Back in the hall, Joey gave everyone a quick bandage job and suggested a new plan. The tranquilizer used during the kidnap of the girl had worked wonders. Coincidentally, they had one tranquilizer left. Why not let the vampire snooze first, then lock her up? So they took a short rest and launched another frantic search, but oddly, this time the little girl had vanished. Joey instructed everyone to split up and look for a shadow. The moment they found her, they would shout loudly, and she had surely come running, but after searching, there was no sign of her. Sayoma inadvertently stumbled into an old house, only to get scared by a sudden bat. As she struggled to climb up, she was horrified to find the pool filled with bodies. Clearly, they weren't the first batch to come here as snacks. Sayoma's sudden scream swiftly garnered the attention of Joey and his companions, who hastily made their way over, only to be surprised by Big Strong immediately bolting from the scene as if witnessing a terrifying movie. But he hadn't run far when Glasses Guy swung the door open and knocked him down. Thankfully, the stairs weren't a death sentence, but they had lost. The vampire girl targeted Glasses Guy, approaching him ballet style. Poor Glasses Guy panicked and tumbled down the stairs. Abigail saw this and moved in, ready to act. Sayoma, who escaped, decided to join the fight after witnessing it. To her surprise, Sayoma got bitten by Abigail, who then shook off Sayoma. Abigail grabs Glasses Guy, ready to fly, but luckily, Big Strong returns refreshed. Big Strong tackled the vampire down, and Joey quickly administered the tranquilizer, making Abigail go down in no time. When she woke up, she found herself locked in a cage. Probably realizing her prey was no longer escaping, Abigail dropped the act. She admitted that she'd set up Wolfbird to trick everyone. The so-called kidnapping was just a well-designed game. Of course, choosing them wasn't random. It was all because they had interactions with her dad's company. Abigail explained that her problems were always considered mistakes by her father. To gain his approval, she decided to eliminate all enemies related to him. For example, Big Strong was a guard but stole from the company. Glasses Guy was a detective who investigated her dad's company's secrets. Sayoma protected her father's company with her funds, and Joey was a military doctor. After retirement, he unintentionally killed Abigail's dad's business partner, becoming a target. The bodies in the pool suffered the same fate. Upon hearing this, Joey felt a chill and chastised Abigail for treating murder like a game. He questioned whether her actions truly led to her dad's approval, suggesting that possibly her father had lost interest in her all along. Regardless of what Joey said, Abigail confidently declared that none of them would escape, and eventually they'd all become her food before suddenly hatching another. She said whoever opened the cage should swim out alive, and this claim quickly piqued everyone's interest. Big Strong's eyes lit up. He drew his weapon, pointing at everyone. Strangers to each other, a quick death was bitter. But Glasses Guy warned him that this was obviously a trap. No one would escape. However, Big Strong wouldn't listen. Just as he reached for the cage door, Joey shot him in the side. As a former military doctor, Joey said he'd save him if he surrendered his weapon, else he'd shoot. Big Strong backed down instantly. Joey instructed Glasses Guy to guard the girl while he took Sayoma to help Big Strong. A truly dramatic scene. However, unexpectedly, just as the three left, Abigail started brainwashing Glasses Guy, but thankfully, he wasn't just an ordinary guy. He not only didn't listen, but also mocked Abigail as an unloved freak. This immediately infuriated her, and suddenly the dragon's gate was smashed away. Turns out she wasn't controlled at all, it was just Abigail toying with everyone. Regardless, Glasses Guy's words struck a chord with her. Just as Abigail prepared to take out Glasses Guy, Joey smashed the sealed wood, and the blazing sunlight seared the vampire's arm, prompting everyone to rush into the study without hesitation. Luckily, sunlight poured in here, providing temporary refuge as they moved into the sunlight. Suddenly, Xiaomai halted, uncertain if she'd transformed into a vampire after being bitten. Thankfully, when her fingers touched the sunlight, the group relaxed. Though temporarily safe, the little vampire wouldn't spare them at night, and escaping was a pressing issue. Then Xiaomai proposed a new plan. The sealing devices are electrically controlled. Locating the power source for a short circuit might offer a glimmer of hope. Since no better plan existed, they tried Xiaomai's idea, but for safety, the 14 split into 2 groups to find the power source. Joey paired with Glasses Guy, while Xiaomai teamed up with Big Strong, when suddenly, a deep voice echoed in Xiaomai's ear. Then she noticed that the bite mark on her arm had suddenly vanished, and in an instant, Xiaomai lost all consciousness.